Josh Elliott's Desert Array was a 2-year project with Josh Elliott and Medicine Man Gallery. Josh traveled the entire Four Corners area, from the magnificent Taos Pueblo to southern Utah's Golden Cliffs, the Sonoran Desert with its beautiful cacti, and Death Valley with its multiple layers of rock. Every place that Josh felt was important into our world we know as the desert, he covered, including the magnificent Grand Canyon.
Desert Array is an idea that I had about showing the variety of our Southwest American desert, and that would include regions of the desert from New Mexico, Arizona, California, and Utah, and all of these are based on recent travels to these areas. The painting Desert Varnish is from Canyon de Chelly, and that was from a trip a few years back with a good friend of mine, Taylor Line, and Mark Sublette. We were down there photographing and exploring the canyon, and I really wanted to get a sense of scale on this one. You know, I put some fence posts in there to give the scale of the cottonwoods. But the main focus was the desert varnish, which is the patina on the cliff face from years of rain and weather and erosion. And I had fun exploring that in an almost abstract way. The painting fellow travelers, I really wanted to share with the viewers the experience of this desert sunset and going down this lonely road and just thinking of the idea of the clouds passing by as I'm passing through this area. And there's just something universally beautiful, accepted as beautiful by everybody. A sunset with these intense colors, and it's very fleeting, and it's just a magical moment that makes everybody stop and say, wow. Gentle Breeze and Lizard Tracks is a painting about simplicity. I wanted to see about how much I could get away with the green bushes and the really bright white sand in the foreground, with actually getting more detail as you go back, the detail in the mountains. And the title came about because I wanted viewers to picture just the sound of the gentle breeze blowing through the bushes across that valley, and then also just that each of those bushes holding little habitat for the lizards in the area. And every time you look up close on one of those bushes, you just see the lizard tracks all around them. Painting the Grand Canyon is a difficult thing to do. There's just so much information out there and so much beauty, and it's just grand, like in the title. But I think I really wanted to focus on just a little slice of it and the magic that is created by the weather patterns that come over the canyon. And that's where I got the idea for layers on layers. Navajo Sundown is smack dab in the Navajo Indian Reservation. I spent a couple days down there a few years back, and this was just a beautiful end to a beautiful day of painting with my friend. And it's it feels like going to another country, another time to be on the Navajo Nation. And the people are so kind and curious about what you're doing. And when they see your painting, their face just lights up and say, yeah, I think that's beautiful too. The painting Vermilion Array came about from an idea of contrasting patterns. You know, I have the series of the rocks going up kind of little squares, and then the horizontal striations in the sediment, and then the larger blocks of color in the cliffs. I really wanted to play with pattern on that one. Vermilion Life is a painting of the Marble Canyon area of northern Arizona. And there are just small pockets of communities down there. And I was interested to see when I was down there painting, a lot of the vehicles were towing boats, and it was very confusing to me because it's in the middle of the desert. But it is because the Colorado River's there and it's great fishing. So I titled it Vermilion Life because it is life in the desert. You get down on that river and it's a very different existence. And these communities that are built up around fishing for trout in the desert. Clouds Over Monument Valley is a painting. I love Monument Valley, but that area has a rich history of artists visiting it, filmmakers, and you feel like you're trying to fill big boots when you paint there. But I just got, rather than focusing on that, I was focusing on the grandeur of the area and how much it changes with the weather that comes through, and those clouds casting the shadow on the valley floor was really what got me excited. Midnight Murata is a painting based on reference, but also out of my head a little bit because it is a nocturne, and I think nocturnes offer a wonderful opportunity for interpretation by the artist. There are so many different colors of night, and I aimed at making this one a tad more green than I usually do because I wanted to explore that the color temperature and just the freedom of expression you can have while painting a nocturne. Present Past is a scene from Taos Pueblo in an area where they have their kivas, which are used for ceremonies. I was thinking when I titled this that here I am standing in present day viewing something that felt so ancient and rich with history, and was just struck by how this can still be going so strong, and this tradition is still so strong and the culture is still so strong, and I just really had an appreciation for that. The painting transformation is taken from a scene at Zabriskie Point in Death Valley National Park. It has a lot of historic value, or a lot of history there because of the artists who have visited there. Ansel Adams included, Maynard Dixon. So it was standing in the footsteps of my heroes on that. I titled it Transformation because of the erosion and also just the difference of that first light hitting that wash. It was a total transformation, and I really was focused on the high key nature of the scene, everything white on white and putting a lot of color in that foreground shadow. October Taos Pueblo is from a reference photo that I took in October in Taos, and I was there to gather information to paint for this show, Desert Array, and I had the full buffet of weather: bright sunny day, a snow day, overcast, and then another sunny day with snow on the ground, so it was ideal. But the snow coming over the mountains behind the Pueblo were just absolutely inspiring, and really I felt like with that variety of weather I got to see all that the Taos founders saw. It was a great trip. Taos Pueblo has a long, rich history in American Western art. It's always something I've wanted to participate in. You know, some of my heroes, Blumenschein, Hennings, Joseph Henry Sharp, and I wanted to go down there, and I felt like it was a way of visiting them as well as visiting our history of Native Americans in our country.